Hello, my name is Charles Webster Baer, and I'm in Bend, Oregon, USA, and today is January 14th, 2014, and my website is globalinternetgovernment.com, and I just wrote a new song called The History of the Universe, so I'm going to sing that song right now. The universe began about 15 billion years ago, if it was created 15 billion years ago. But if it wasn't created, then that means the universe has always been here. It was just so small, it was too small for humans to comprehend. So that means 15 billion years ago, either the universe was A, created, or B, too small for humans to comprehend. So maybe the universe wasn't created, maybe the universe has always been around. But infinity is something humans can't comprehend either. But anyway, around 15 billion years ago, the universe started to expand. And it was like an energy plasma. And as it expanded rapidly, it started to cool off. And the energy plasma formed quarks and leptons, which then formed protons and neutrons and electrons, which then formed hydrogen atoms. So now we've got a rapidly expanding universe full of hydrogen atoms. And after a while, gravity started to pull these hydrogen atoms together in different areas. And the pressure was so great, the gravitational pressure was so great on all these hydrogen atoms that they started to fuse into helium atoms and create stars. And so now we've got a rapidly expanding universe full of hydrogen clouds that are gravitationally contracting on each other, forming stars. And about 5 billion years ago, we've got the sun is created, and the planets around the sun are, the debris that gets caught in the sun's orbit. And then about 3.5 billion years ago, life is created just by random accident, and it's bacteria. And well, this bacteria reproduces and randomly genetically mutates to evolve into algae, which creates oxygen, which creates the atmosphere. And it evolves into plants, which evolve into fish and reptiles, which evolve into uh, land animals, which evolve into mammals, which evolve into monkeys, which evolve into uh, humans, and then humans evolve into computers, and computers evolve into artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence evolves into some kind of new species that's not carbon based but silicon based. And then this new species of robots evolves into another new species of robots. And eventually, these robots, uh, who hopefully keep a few humans around as pets or whatever. And but anyway, so the robots colonize the universe. Thanks to us humans who created the robot. So that's the history of the universe. But let's get back to those monkeys. Those crazy, crazy monkeys. Because there's a lot of drama going on with those crazy, crazy ass monkeys. These monkeys, they were able to take over the planet, and they were able to destroy the planet. Why did these monkeys destroy the planet? Well, because they're stupid, and they're greedy, and they're probably insane. So let's take a closer look at this, because this is the history of the universe, the extended remix, 2014. Um, so humans evolved about 3 million years ago in Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Great Rift Valley. And humans, they were able to do something that no other species has been able to do, which is colonize all the different environments of the planet. And about 10,000 years ago, uh, these humans created societies and cultures and civilizations because they were able to farm plants and animals, and they were able to create languages and mathematics, and they were able to form these societies and these civilizations all over the planet. And that allowed them to create technology. And about 2,500 years ago in Greece, and in India, these civilizations hit real high watermarks. The Greek civilization 2,500 years ago was very advanced and is still the foundation for Western civilization. But there was also the Indian civilization 2,500 years ago, which was also pretty advanced, and it created this guy from Nepal named Buddha, Brother Buddha, Mobetta. So he was a pretty groovy cat, and he headed down to India to chill with the homies, and he started philosophizing about life and stuff, which is always a good time. And he said, you know what? You know, when I'm dreaming, I think that I'm looking at the universe, but I'm not. It's an illusion. So how can I tell what's an illusion and what isn't an illusion? Well, I can't. So I just have to realize that I know that my thoughts exist, but I can't determine if they're real or not. No one can. So the universe may or may not exist. I don't know. I know my thoughts exist, but that's all I know. Whether or not the universe exists or not, I don't know. It could be an illusion, it could be a dream, it could be real. So that's what Buddha said, and of course he was correct. Anyway, this information headed to the east and created Buddhism in China, and it headed to the west and was misinterpreted and created Christianity and Islam. So basically, religion is basic. Christianity and Islam is basically Buddhism gotten wrong. Christianity and Islam is a misinterpretation of Buddhism. Yeah, so there's that, of course. Anyway, so now we've got Europe. In the Dark Ages, and they create the Industrial Revolution in England in the 1600s, and that creates technology. And now we've got white people with technology, so they colonized the planet. And then in America, we come up with this idea of freedom of the individual, which gains popularity, I suppose. And then all kinds of stuff happens. And then what people do next is they overpopulate the planet, which is a real drag and the wrong way to go, because there's only a finite amount of resources on the planet, and we've used them all up. There's only so much oxygen and clean water and clean air, and we've used that all up. So now we can't have clean air and clean oxygen anymore, or clean water anymore, because we've used up all those resources. So we find ourselves in a bit of a bind, a jam, a pickle. So now we're in the 3rd millennium AD, and we're about to destroy the environment. And that's a real bummer, because if we kill the environment, we kill ourselves, because it's a suicidal situation, because we can't survive without the environment. So we need to save the environment. And so that's what we're going to do together. Well, gee, how are we going to do that? Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to create a significant and sustained decline in the human population until we reach a sustainable level, which is going to be like about 2 billion. And we're going to do this with something that I like to call women's reproductive rights. Now, women's reproductive rights means that all females on Earth have the right to total access and free access to all forms of birth control, including abortion. And socially, women will be encouraged to not reproduce. Culturally, women will be given the decision to make for themselves individually whether or not they want to have kids or not. And then hopefully they'll say, no, we don't want to. Because, does the earth need more people? No. Well, if the earth doesn't need more people, then I'm not going to make more people. It's logic. Common sense. Plus, if a female decides not to breed, then she doesn't have to worry about marriage and all the bullshit that goes on with that. And she can spend more time and energy on her own life and her own education and her own career and her own retirement fund and her own vacation, etc., etc. So really, when a woman decides not to have kids, it's a win-win-win for everybody. It's a win for her, it's a win for the environment, and it's a win for the kids that don't get born, because this kind of planet we got right now is not fit for human habitation anyway. It's cruel to bring a child into this kind of planet we got coming right here. So anyway, we're gonna, instead of, there's 7 billion people on the planet, and we're going to 8 billion, which is the wrong direction. We need to be going back to 7 billion, and then to 6 billion, and then to 5 billion. That's the right direction, going down. So that's what we're going to do. We're doing a U-turn. And then we'll save the planet, and then everybody will be happy. And then we can just live in peace and harmony, peace and love. Because if you look at history, and you should, you see that where the world is going is one world government, one world currency, freedom of speech for everybody online, women's rights, equality, economic treaties, economic unions, countries forming new, bigger countries, like merging with each other and stuff like that. So that's where we're going, and that's where we should be going. So let's hurry up and get there. So that's my new song, History of the Universe. You made it all the way through. Congratulations. My name is Charles Webster Baer. I'm in Bend, Oregon, USA. And my website is globalinternetgovernment.com. And today is January 14th, 2014. And please have a great day.